Hey everyone, I'm Robert and welcome to WHCC Live After Dark. You know what, let's set the mood. Can we bring those lights down? Yeah, that's what I mean. We're happy to join you guys here this evening on another YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Excited to bring you some answers to questions that we've been having recently. I am joined today by the lovely and talented Catherine again.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Again, it's always a pleasure to have you here. We are in our sort of morning talk show vibe here. I kind of like this. I feel like we should have a huge mug of coffee and just sip on it like this. Yeah, but this is evening, so we'll roll on with it. Again, folks, we are going to take questions live, but we've got a bunch already in the can that people have been passing along to us over time that we're going to answer as we go through a lot of different topics, a lot of different products. We're excited to spend the next half hour or so with you. And before we jump in, you know, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels at White House Custom Color and also at This Conversation, which is our podcast with the equally lovely and talented Jed Taufer. It's really a great resource, actually. He talks to photographers all over the country and they give up their secrets on how they run successful businesses. So it's really something good to check out. On Instagram, of course, it's at WHCC Pro, and online, the website, WHCC.com. So if you feel like typing, go ahead and drop those right now. We'll get to them if we can, but we've got a few already in the can, like I mentioned, and we're going to jump right in. So let's start out with metal prints. You know, we've had a new addition to the family, and we're excited about this. So what can you tell us about it, Kathy?
So we just launched exterior metal prints. We've got an example over here. Show you. So really it's going to be the same metal print that you love to order. You're going to see the same difference, or the same, quality and everything like that. The biggest difference that you're going to see is you're only going to be able to do the white base on the high gloss. Like, your finishes are a little bit more limited, but you've got the really nice, long-lasting 2 to 3 years outside. So that's going to give you longer lasting metal, and the largest size and everything like that you can offer for these are 40 by 60. So really great to put outside, you know, to advertise your business and, you know, make it more unique, stand out.
Absolutely. That is a huge addition to our stable. We're super excited about that. The metal prints are already our hardiest product, right? But this really steps it up a notch, and it takes it outside, which is what people have always wanted. So let's kind of review, let's just go over like the surfaces so you guys know what that's about. We're going to start right here. Thanks, hand. And there's essentially, we're going to have 2 bases and several different finishes to them. And the first is going to be the white base. And right here what we have in Connor's camera, hi Connor's mom, is the matte finish on the white base. You see that does a pretty good job of knocking down the shine. So if that's an issue for you, definitely check that out, because this is going to be, say if you've got a metal print that's facing a bay of windows, you know, you're likely to see those windows if it is the high gloss, even though that's the most impactful. Next we have the white base with the semi-gloss finish, and this is kind of just the middle of the road. I'll pop that up for Connor's camera if he wants to get that. It's going to have a little bit of a finish to it, right? See that a little bit more, kind of middle of the road, really nice. This, I would say, is the safe choice, right? Really safe choice to do if you're not sure about surfaces. This is going to be followed then by what is the most popular, actually, and probably the most impactful. That is the white base high gloss. Now, if I get that in the light, you're going to see how much that's going to
Big
reflect,
glare.
right? So again, really impactful. But if you're facing a bay of windows, the final hanging place, it's something you might want to think about. Then we have the clear base. And now the difference between the white base and the clear base, the white base is going to be more akin to like printing on photo paper, right? Whites are white, the colors are going to pop. That's what the metal prints do anyway. They accentuate that vibrance and that saturation. If you go with the clear base, you're going to see the metal start to show through, right? And on the lighter areas, it's going to show through more. So I'm going to pick up, again, the white base, and you see the clear base is going to be over here where I'm tapping, and the white base over here.
Iridescent look on the clear base there. So it makes it just shimmer a little bit and have that metal pop through.
Right, exactly. So this is really a personal choice, I feel like, with these. They're also really cool, the metal showing through. So you've got 2 finishes on these. All right, we've got 3 on the white base, which is the matte, the semi-gloss, and the high gloss. And then here we have and I'll put this back down not to confuse it, we have the clear base with the high gloss, and then we have the clear base with the matte. And I'll put these up for Connor if he can get in there at some point. And so that's where you can see these 2 finishes here. Okay, now I'm going to show you just another side-by-side here. Same image, one with the white base, one with the clear. I don't know, can you get this, Connor? Yeah, I'll try to get this a little more in the light. So you're going to see on this, the white base versus the clear, that clear is going to start to show that metal through more, right? And if I change my angle of view, you're going to see it a lot more. The white is going to be consistently white across its base. Okay, metal prints, super awesome. Now, there are a few things that you can do with the metal prints as well. You can get them with an easel back. Actually, that's what that was. I'm sorry, Hand. Could you bring that back for me? You rock, Hand. So here we have the easel back, right, which is going to be up to a certain size prints. Obviously, you go too big for something like that, it's going to be too much weight for the back of the easel. However, you can also go up to just a frame print. You can frame almost anything, actually. You can frame a fine art print, you can frame a metal, you can frame the photo print. So you can frame those, we'll get those in a little bit. So you can frame that in a standard frame, you can also float frame that thing. So go on to studio.whcc.com and check that out. You can go right to the float frames and order your metal float framed there as well, super cool. And so those are the main things that you can do with that metal. You can also just get it like this with nothing on the back if you want to easel display it. So then you've got your easel back, you've got your frame print, and you've also got your float frame. So super awesome, super impactful, really modern look, and a very popular product. Well, let's go on to the next question. And that is, this is an interesting one. I want to read this one out loud. I like it so much. It says, I went to WPPI in Las Vegas, and I was blacked out for most of it.
Uh-oh.
But, I mean, who's not, honestly? But I do remember that I saw the woodland frames in person. So they made an impact. That's great to hear. What type of wood is the natural option? That is a super common question because we have 2 of these woodlands. Here's the walnut. Now the walnut it makes sense. You know what that is? That's what it's called, walnut. It's nice, deep, rich, dark color. The natural is actually an ash wood. So this is an ash wood. It's going to be nice and bright, but nice square corners to keep it contemporary. So this is a super popular option right out of the gate. So that's your answer there. And thanks for joining us at WPPI. I'm glad you were conscious for a lot of it because it really was exceptional, wasn't it? So thanks again for that question.
Awesome. So we will go to our next one here. We've got a question about drop shipping and premium packaging. We have lots of different premium packaging options, actually. So we've got the different colors. And Robert, I'll probably have you help me hold some of these, if you don't mind. We've got one more. All right, so we've got these 4 different color options that you can do. So you can do the brown with the cream ribbon. You can do the craft with the black ribbon. you've got the craft with the cream, and then you have charcoal. So really just whatever works best for your branding. This is a really, really great presentation box. It comes with the nice ribbon, the box, and then it's got the tissue inside too. So really just great way to present your images to your clients. And what's also nice is you can pair this if you want to drop ship your order. How awesome is it to just put it in a box, it's ready to go. When we ship it, the client gets it, and they just have a beautiful box with their prints inside.
So you can do prints with this, right?
Yeah.
But could you also do an album or a book?
You could do books, albums, you could do some proofs, you could do lots of other, like we've got the ornaments, I think you can add some, or not the ornaments, excuse me, the USB cases and stuff like that. You can add any type of premium packaging you want.
Right on. That is a beautiful thing. And prints up to 11 by 14 is pretty standard for that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check those out to add on.
Yeah, and what's awesome about the drop shipping option too is if you do decide to add a drop ship to your order, it does waive that $15 minimum, so you don't have to worry about that when you want to order maybe just some smaller prints and send them to your client.
Think about it. Awesome. I think we have another question in the pipeline, Catherine.
Yes, we do. I apologize. So, it's almost holiday season. I can't believe it's already here. I don't believe it's already here, but
I'm
it
not
is.
ready to talk about it.
People were asking for recommendations for kind of some fun holiday gifts that you could do for your clients. And we've got quite a few different options here. I'm going to go to the computer and show you. If you go to just your homepage here, the WHCC.com, and if you want to go to My Projects, if you've already created a project, this brings you into Studio. And once you've created a project for your client, you can click into one of your clients here. And you're going to have all of the different products available down on the left-hand side. So for us, we're going to start with the ornaments. We have some really awesome ornaments that are awesome, great gifts for your clients. We've also added a lot of new designs here. You can kind of add your own design, or you can pick from any of our pre-designed templates here. We are also adding to try and match some of the holiday cards that you're going to be seeing as well. So when you click on here, this is the one that you want to do. You can just hit customize. It's going to bring you into the builder here. All of your images down below are going to be available, and you can simply drag and drop your image here and then move and adjust as needed. You can edit any of that text that you want, so you can just change that here. We'll just put 2021. And then you can change the back. Go in here, you can change the layout here, you can do 1 photo, 4 photos. You can, again, just drag and drop your image right in there. And once you're done, if you want to go ahead and hit review, it's going to bring you to show you kind of like what options you have for the ribbons there. And you can pick and choose your ribbon. Oop. And we can just save it to your project here.
Awesome. We're just whispering rumors in the background here. You just keep going.
Awesome.
You're doing awesome.
All right. Once you've wanted to, or if you want to navigate now to, we can do our online card editors as well. So we've got all of our different card designs down here on the bottom left-hand side. You can pick and choose. So our holidays designs here. We've got lots of new ones that our marketing team has added, and we're going to be constantly adding more too before the upcoming holiday season. So just another great way for you to easily order your cards and design them and get them ready for your clients this year.
That is super awesome, and the great new feature, because we get questions about this all the time. Don't forget, folks, that you can design your own card in there. If you already have a pre-design, you can still use Studio. You can still use that online interface. As Catherine was showing you, just look for that sort of blank thing that says your own designs. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of these ornaments that Catherine was showing us through.
So
here, I'll grab one too.
You got one?
So you can see these awesome bamboo ornaments that you can design right there online. I'll put these right up in Connor's camera if he's going to pull on that.
There we go. Here's the side view.
Yep.
That beautiful bamboo from the side. Then it just has that really nice little easy hook, and then you can choose your ribbon option. So this is just great for, I mean, honestly, they could sit on the table too, or you could just put them on the tree or hang them like on a cute little easel or whatever you want to do. great option.
Absolutely, super great options.
All right, and then we also have some other really great ideas just for kind of some creative, uses for different products. So we've got our image blocks, which I think Robert has here. We have some really great ideas that you can just make it fun. You can, for this one, for example, we kind of used just a fun background, added some extra design layers, and then have your image here. So it just makes your image stand out and makes it a beautiful piece for displaying, and instead of just a simple image. The one on the left there looks like is just a holiday card. So after you've ordered your card, after you've sent those to your client, what a great gift is take that design and plop it in as an image block and give that to them for a great piece on their mantle.
Right, super versatile. These are great for that. So we have those several sizes, right? The 4x6 up to the 8x8. You know what, we're going to just bounce back real quick to a follow-up question. We were talking about the premium packaging and what is the largest size that I can premium package. Again, I went through that super quickly. I apologize. It is 11 by 14 is the largest standard size print that you can put in there. But keep in mind, you can do all the album and book sizes with the exception of 11 by 14.
Yes.
And all those other products we mentioned. So by all means, take advantage of that as well. So let's talk about, some more things that are good for holiday, like holiday add-ons is almost what we're talking about here, right? So including those acrylic blocks, which are super versatile. What about small frame prints, right? So right here we have one that Catherine is holding up, and it's the Gallery Fine White, and that has the pretty new paper that we're super psyched about, which is the Photo Rag Baryta. Baryta paper. It's a funny sound, but the surface that makes this thing so beautiful and deep for black and whites, it's made with something called barium sulfite. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's called also called barite, and that's where Baryta comes from. So I help you to remember that name. But you can, like I said before, you can frame a lot of different things. Catherine, there's a frame over there. Could you grab that for me?
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks. So here we have, this is a framed metal, and it's a matted framed metal. How sweet is that? So again, this is using that natural, which is an ash wood. And again, whatever you want to put on a file, you can. Photo, text, graphics, whatever you want to put in there, we are going to print it for you. So this is just a really beautiful example of something that you can, it's a small enough size, again, that you can easily display it as well. Catherine, there's one more over there. Could you get that?
Of course.
Thanks a lot. And this again is another metal, and it's float framed. Okay, you can tell it's a metal because it has those little rounded corners, but as you can frame almost anything, you can float frame almost anything. Like this metal in here, if you go into the studio interface, you can go right to float frames, and you can choose a metal print to go with this aged metallic champagne. And of course, this is the white base and the matte finish. You see that's knocking down the shine pretty well. And then this one on the back that I wanted to show you real quick has these hangers on the edge, the corner brackets. English is hard sometimes for me. The cool thing about these is, and I'll try to hold still for Connor, is that if you get a look at these, you can see what a lot of people know. Well, how do I use these? What do they do? You see, they have ridges on them. So what this does for you is you don't have to be perfect with your anchored screws in the wall, right? So if you had your screws in the wall just a little bit off like that, that could spell disaster. But no, you just dink on those little ridges, and they can be almost an inch off, and you can make that thing level. So that's a good thing to think about. That's a $4 add-on for that. Thank you, Hand. So cool. Small prints. Don't forget those.
Yes.
Okay. Here we kind of jumped to holiday because holiday is getting earlier and earlier and earlier. We got to deal with it. I already said that I can't, so I'm not ready yet, but I will when I'm ready. However, we can talk about sports, right? Fall's coming, fall sports are happening, kids are going back to school, it's here, right? So what kind of things, this question is, what kind of things can I sell for the kids? Now, right away, things like water bottles, and thank you, Han, and pop sockets, those are always popular. Pop sockets for the phone, right? You can stand your phone up on. the hand is magical today. I'm going to hand a couple of these over to Catherine, and she's going to pop one.
I'm gonna pop one.
They're called pop sockets.
And it goes, pop.
Can you do it sideways?
There we go. We'll try it again. Oh, there we go.
Genius. So those just stick on the back of the phone, right? So that you can either hold or actually, display and view content on your phone on the table. So back to Connor's jumping around, back to the water bottles. There are so many different possibilities and types, and I'm going to do it all.
Okay,
Yep,
you got
I'm gonna
it?
do it all. Yeah.
All right.
So many different types of bottles that you can in the dye sublimation process. Again, add your own content on here. Obviously the white base, and you see here is the clear base, which is really cool on these water bottles. And I'm going to throw these in the air. Back to the hand. The hand thought I wasn't really going to, but I am. And hand here comes. Okay, perfect. You're hired. So great. But what other things can you add? What other things are going to have that sort of cool impact that kids are going to like? The acrylic blocks actually are a nice addition too.
Yes.
I mean, these are so cool to put in a picture of them with their team, whatever it is. Put that on their desk or their table. That's a really cool thing. And then of course we have the smaller acrylic prints too, right? And those are gorgeous. And of course you can, they're going to have the same hanging apparatus as the metal prints do. So here we have the float mount, right? So that we have that gator board backing, which is smaller than the product, so it looks like it floats off the wall. That's where we get float mount from. And then of course we have the sawtooth hanger cut out of that from the brushed aluminum. Then for the smaller prints, as we saw on the metal prints, you can do that easel back to stand on, which is outstanding. For me, I'm not going to throw these. One of the coolest things, and I think the kids really, really like these, are these guys right here, which we call this a metal desk mate. Now, Connor, is this you? Right. So this is actually two metal prints, which is hinged in the back. These, I think, are just the coolest thing. So just an example like this is probably the most popular use for this. The kid individual on the smaller panel, and then the team on the larger panel. And these are just going to sit on the table, right, because of that hinge. And you can change from flat to almost 90 degrees. So these are super cool for kids, probably in teams, one of my favorite things of all time. And we already looked at the metal with the easel back. So thank you for that hand. And then one more thing that comes out of our sports catalog are blankets. I don't even know if we have one of these, but not a lot of people know that we print some pretty awesome blankets. I'm clearly feeling cold.
It's a little chilly.
Yeah,
in here.
I'm so chilly. And here is an upside down person, but I'll make her right side up. The printing is pretty remarkable for a blanket. Mm-hmm. So this is something really cool. Parents like to do this with either the team or the kid on the team. They go to the football game, right? They have this.
The bleacher blanket.
That's just the bleacher blanket. Yeah. And then they stand up and they do the wave. Woo! And they do the wave like this. And then if their kid does something wrong, they say, no, that wasn't me, that was my kid, right? Those kind of things. These blankets are actually awesome and a really cool addition. Thanks, Hand, you're the best. Cool. So I think those are a lot of great choices, and most of them out of the sports catalog. Thinking about adding those for the fall sports coming up.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's see. We do have a couple of questions that are remaining here that we haven't gotten to. We had a question come in earlier, which is a hot topic, and that is, will we have acrylic album covers anytime soon? Well, I dug into the secret vault, which I'm only allowed into like twice a year to kind of dig around in there, and that is something that we're working on. We are working on an acrylic cover for albums, and that's super exciting for us. And we are, we have high hopes. We're hoping to maybe even get it into production this fall. Obviously, everything has to pass our quality standards. And so that's not something that's automatic. We are going to test everything regardless of what a manufacturer says. We're going to test it ourselves and make sure that it meets those standards. So that's a pretty exciting thing. One more question was about studio. Catherine, you want to talk about this?
Talking about when selecting photos on the iPad, will it show on my desktop? and talking about the happy and sad face.
When you rate them.
So when you rate them.
Right, really the question. So if you know the answer, sing out, because I'm just going to jump in. My understanding that is really iPad exclusive,
Yes.
right? So that is part of your culling process. You know, that iPad app was really designed for in-person sales, but you can do so many things with that, right? You can cull the images, you can do the slideshow, and of course, when you call and rate those, then you can tell the app, right, that it's going to be on their Apple TV or yours in your studio. Let's just look at the smiley faces,
Yeah,
right?
the
Ones that
favorites.
we've chosen,
Yeah.
the favorites, and not show the others. So that is going to be, that process, kind of that feature, is right now only on the iPad app. Guess what? There's another one coming through here before we sign off. Do we have other ornament options?
We do. So not only do we have the bamboo ornaments, but we also have our wood and metal ornaments. So those are really some great options as well, which I think we've got a couple examples here.
We do.
Awesome. So the metal ornament here, you can see. Got a nice close up there, and then our wood ornament here as well. Both great options. You can do all of the fun different shapes and everything like that. We don't have the online design options for these quite available for studio, but you can order these right in rows. So these would be something that you could have your own designs ready to go, and then you can just order them right in rows there.
Yeah, they're pretty simple
Yep.
to set up. And the metal is going to be the white base high gloss, right? That's how it's made. But you may have noticed, Connor, I'm going to hold this back up for you if you can get it one more time, that on the wood ornaments, there you go, you can print or
yes, and
engrave
engraving.
or do one on each side. So those are pretty sweet. You'll find those in rows. The pricing is the same for both of these at $15. Okay, we have another one, I guess.
So it's talking about what is Studio. So we can bring that back up here.
We'll throw it to the computer if
computer.
you can, Lucas. Awesome, thank you.
All right, so Studio is going to be a really great resource for you to order projects on, or excuse me, create your projects online. You can go just to studio.whcc.com and you're going to be able to create a new project right up here in the upper left hand or the right hand corner, excuse me. And what this allows you to do is it's going to allow you to upload your client's images, and you're going to just have them sitting in your projects here. So you're going to have all of your client sessions living all in one space. Once we click onto or into one here, you're going to see all of the images that you've uploaded. So you've got them down here on the left-hand corner here, and then projects that you can order straight from Studio, so straight online from the website. You can order all of these projects, or products, excuse me, which Robert has already mentioned earlier when we were talking about like the acrylic prints, the float frames, the gallery wraps, the metal prints. You can order all of these straight through the website. We also even have our book and album design option as well. You can do a lay flat book or an album, and you can design the book and album straight on the website. And it just shows you a quick little preview here as well. So Studio is just a really great option, I feel, to kind of make things a little bit easier for the photographer. You can have everything right available on the website, and you can do your ordering right from the website too.
Yeah, it's a game changer for all the products that are available that Catherine just mentioned. And you know, we talked about a little bit about the iPad app a minute ago and that rating system that's in the iPad app. So what that app is, just again really quickly, it is another tool that syncs with Studio. So what Catherine just showed you was when you're online, the cool thing about Studios, it goes where you go, right? All you need is internet. Rose is going to run on your system, but the Studio can run anywhere. And the iPad app is going to sync with that. And when you go pull up your Studio on the app, it's going to sync all of those projects that Catherine was showing you that you can use again in your sales sessions. So that's really cool. Definitely check that out if you are iPad centric. Very, very cool thing. Well, we are just about out of time. The siren is going and the red light is flashing in the producer's booth. Folks, thanks for joining us this evening for WHC Live After Dark. There's two C's in there, though. I'm going to call it WHCC Live. We want to thank you guys for joining us sincerely. Thanks for having fun with us. Catherine, thanks so much again for joining me here today. and answering all these questions. Remember, guys, if you have questions, let us know through any of our resources, through YouTube, through our Insta at WHCC Pro, or online. You can get us at customer service, shoot us an email, let us know your questions, and we'll get to them again when we come back for another Q&A session. So folks, stay tuned on Monday. Monday is our next live session. We are excited about this. We talked about falls here and fall sports. This live session on Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time on the 30th is going to be all about sports. And that is going to be brought to you by Kristen, who is a savant with sports.
Yes.
She knows everything about how to do sports and all the ways to do them. So that's going to be a great one to check into if you've ever had any questions about sports or about photo day. Definitely do show up on 9 a.m. Central Time on Monday. In the meantime, we want to thank you again. You guys take care. Have a great evening. On behalf of Catherine, myself, I'm Robert, and all of the awesome team and family here at WHCC. Thanks a lot for joining us. Take care and have a great night.